small towns to big cities and everywhere in between. We're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Hello again, I'm Ernie Anastas. I would like to start off the show now by sharing a personal thought. You know, lots of people ask me, what keeps me so positive? Well, that's easy. The answer is you do. Yeah, I can see it all on social media with your supportive comments. And when I bump into people at the market or at a ball game, I love hearing about your positive attitude. This is what I do and why I do it, and especially this program. So now let me talk about helping you and your family. My first guest today is a beacon of light. I mean, she's an amazing shining star. She's an example of helping people to be their best. She's a life coach, public speaker, former TV anchorwoman, now president of her own media company. A big welcome for Patricia Stark. Patricia, welcome back to the show.
Ernie, so great to be here again. Thank you.
Oh, it's wonderful. You know, we're talking about the inner critic, you know, someone in our head that's always telling us, you shouldn't do that, you're not this, you're not. That's a problem for so many people. You go out there, you're a public speaker, you deal with people and their issues. You hear that a lot, don't you? I'm not good enough sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's got the inner critic. It's kind of like the angel devil you see in the commercials and on movies. We're constantly listening to that negative voice, or we're going to tune into our positive voice, which is our coach. But everyone's got the inner critic. It's not going to go away. It's part of the human experience, but we can choose not to take direction from it and speak to ourselves in a more empowering way.
Yeah, you talk about this optimistic mindset, which is very important for you to tell us more about.
Yeah, you know, being an optimist is really just the way that we're explaining things to ourselves. Are we saying things in a negative light and being all doom and gloom, or are we more encouraging ourselves? And many times we're our own worst enemy. We talk to ourselves in a way that we would never talk to a friend or a loved one. So I think the first step is to really listen. How are you speaking to yourself? Because the most important thing that you're ever going to hear is what you say to yourself. It's about what you say to yourself about how you feel about you or what you think other people think of you. And it's not always very kind the way we speak to ourselves.
Right. And you know what, Patricia? It's always about the past. I find that that's one of the biggest issues. People are always thinking about what I shouldn't have done that, why I did that. It's the past, the past. How do we get away from that and start forgetting about the past and living in the present?
As they say, stop looking back. You're not heading in that direction. And, you know, sharks to survive have to keep moving forward. So think of yourself as, I'm going to always keep moving forward, looking for what's coming up next. Instead of saying shoulda, woulda, coulda, say next time. Have that idea of next time. And don't look back because you are not going in that direction. Always think tomorrow, it's another chance. The next day is always a fresh, clean slate.
So if you make a mistake, if you have a learning experience, okay, we have to regroup. That's what you're telling us. Regroup and think in a different direction.
I think that one of the biggest reasons that we are all here is to learn and grow and have that growth mindset. And most importantly, when you hear that inner critic say, no, you know what? That's just a scared child in the back of my mind. It's trying to protect me, but it's not serving me well right now. And then tap into your inner coach and talk to yourself in a more empowering way and encourage yourself. One of the greatest gifts we can give is to be encouraging to others and encouraging to ourselves, because if we're not speaking right inside and helping ourselves, you know, be conscious of being positive, which is everything you represent, how can we help others be that way?
Exactly. You know, some people listening and saying, well, she's the expert, she has all the answers. I wonder if she's ever had to overcome anything, you know, had to deal with it. Have you?
Oh, Ernie, there's a whole chapter in my book about it. And it's still something that, again, we all share in common as human beings. Whenever we become something new, or we're trying something different, or we're growing, we're going to have this imposter syndrome. We're going to have these doubts and fears. They're called growing pains, by the way, not growing tickles. So when we feel it, know that that means you're growing again, and you've got to cut yourself some slack to become something different, to grow. Just because it feels uncomfortable doesn't mean it's negative.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more question, okay? And this is the theme of our show. What do you think, Patricia, is great about America? What's really special about our country? What do you think?
I think it's always that idea of we come together, we are better together, and the sky is the limit. You know, we've always had that sense of pride and of optimism. And I think that when you really talk to everyday people and you really see where they're going, everybody still is like, you know what, tomorrow's another day, things will get better. And I think we've always had that feeling as America of things will get better even during tough times.
I love that. That's the spirit of our program. I thank you very much, Patricia. And congratulations again, on your book, Confidence. I know it's doing well around the country, and you're very happy with that program. I know you are. You love that book.
I do. It's my life's work, the blending of calm and confidence, which was something that my students and clients have all asked for. Isn't it something that we all want to strive for each day? Great stuff.
Patricia Stark, I thank you very much for joining us on Positively America, okay?
Thank you so much, and thank you for a great show with me.
Hi, I'm Gary Sinise, and I'm coming up next on Positively America.
Hi everyone, I'm Ernie Anastas. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the show. I want to tell you about a special guy. He has worked with Vietnam veterans groups for a long time. It grew into the 90s with his portrayal of Lieutenant Dan Taylor in the hit film Forrest Gump, formed an enduring connection with service members throughout the military community. Now, he has worked tirelessly on behalf of disabled American organizations. He is an amazing guy. I want to welcome right now Lieutenant Dan, better known as actor and director Gary Sinise.
Thank you, Ernie. I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, it's wonderful. You truly embody positivity throughout your work with the Gary Sinise Foundation, where your motto is, we can always do a little more. What motivates you?
I would say it's the people that I met in New York because of what happened on September 11th, and the firefighters that I met, and police officers and people that had been at Ground Zero and all of that. They are the primary reason that we have such a deep outreach. We have a first responder outreach at the Gary Sinise Foundation, and our mission supports departments all over the country. I mean, when you think about it, New York City has a big budget. A lot of firefighters,
sure.
a lot of people there. It's a big city. But most of the departments around the country are volunteer departments. They don't have big budgets. They don't have trucks. They don't have things they need. So
right.
we get applications daily, and dozens of applications from small departments that need assistance. And they're saving lives. And there are fires and car crashes and all kinds of things everywhere across this country. And they might not have the jaws of life to get somebody out of a car. So we can provide that with them. A lot of things have gone into the creation of the Gary Sinise Foundation.
Well, you also have another charity, and it's called the Snowball Express, which is for Gold Star families, trips to Disney. Really terrific. Tell our audience all about that wonderful program. It's great stuff.
It's terrific. I got involved with this organization called Snowball Express, within the first year that they started. And it was back in 2006 that they started. It was kind of motivated by a letter from a soldier who had been killed that said, if anything happens to me, make sure you take the kids to Disneyland. We always wanted to go there. And so a trip was put together for a bunch of Gold Star kids in 2006. And then I found out about it, got involved in it. And then when it became a part of the Gary Sinise Foundation, we moved it to Disney World. Now we take over 1,000 kids to Disney World every year. Of course, we couldn't do that for 2020 and 2021.
Sure.
But we're headed back there in December.
Good.
And we've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
Oh, love it. So, Gary, very simply, what keeps you motivated and positive, my friend?
I found years ago that service was, I say this in my book, Grateful American, A Journey from Self to Service. After September 11th, I remember going to our little Catholic church, and I was standing on the side. There were no seats. I'm holding my little daughter's hand, and tears are streaming down my face, and my heart was broken, and I was just aching, and I just heard something, either in what the priest said in his homily, or I remember he said this has been a tough week, but I do remember something so fundamental about service and how it can heal a broken heart. And that was a turning point for me, and I started just going into service work. and volunteering to help all these organizations that were in the service business, in the nonprofit service business, and reaching out wherever I could.
Wow.
And trying to do whatever I could. And that did lift me up. And, we have our challenges here in the Sinise house. There's no question about it. We have all kinds of things going on. But I stay focused amidst those challenges in just trying to do something positive, and that kind of lifts me up even through difficult times.
You're incredible, Gary, truly inspiring. You've shared your heart with us today, and other people watching want to get involved. How do they do that? How can they help out?
Absolutely. Learn about us at GarySiniseFoundation.org. I always recommend that people go to the YouTube channel on the Gary Sinise Foundation, because there's dozens of wonderful videos that show our programs in action, from our World War II focused programs to our Snowball Express children's programs to our homes for our wounded, which is called RISE, Restoring Independence, Supporting Empowerment. That's our RISE program, building houses for our wounded. We're doing all kinds of things. So I encourage people to go to the website, check out the foundation programs.
You bet.
On the YouTube channel, scan around. And support us if you can. We're passing that good generosity on to others.
Gary, thank you so much for your incredible work.
Thank you, Ernie.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I love getting into so many interesting topics that impact you and families everywhere. As a family man myself, I have so much appreciation for women and the extraordinary experience they have bringing a child into this world. What a joyful miracle. But I also know that sometimes a new mom may have trouble adjusting and coping after delivering her new baby. It can happen very often, and my next guest calls it the baby blues. He knows all about it as an experienced psychologist with his own practice. He's an associate professor of behavioral medicine and also a very proud dad. And we welcome back Dr. Jeff Gardere. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Great to see you, Ernie.
Good to see you. Well, we both know from our experience that moms, new moms and their new babies can go through a very difficult time and a lot of pressures, right?
Exactly. And one of those things that we call it is what those moms experience, many moms experience, and it's called baby blues. And it's something that lasts between a few days to a week or two after. What we're talking about here, Ernie, are mood swings, anxiety, sadness, irritability, feeling overwhelmed, crying, and so on. But if it lasts longer than that, then we start looking at postpartum depression, where you really have to start looking at some real medical and psychological treatment.
Now, Jeff, we know that this affects a lot of women. You probably have statistics on it. And what's the cause of all of this?
Well, the cause of it may be anything from hormones to oftentimes the pressure and the stress of having a baby. As you talked about, this is something that is a miracle in life, but boy, is it a lot of work. And what we found, Ernie, is when a woman is having a child, and sometimes she's doing it by herself and not getting the proper rest, not getting the proper help from family members, it makes that situation, even much more at risk, puts them at risk for having the baby blues.
Okay, so let's talk about it, okay? It's a family affair. How does the family pitch in? What can we all do to help mom during this time?
I think family can do a lot. First of all, they need to be involved. It's not just her job. It's the job of the whole family and of the community too, in case there is no one else to be able to help her in the house. Certainly partners should help out with baby feeding and changing diapers as much as possible, getting up in the middle of the night as those moms do, go to doctor's appointments with mom, helping with chores around the house, and more than anything else, getting someone to spend a few hours with the baby so mom can get some rest. And that's where some of the nurses come in and some of those, again, trusted family members.
And Jeff, on this program, we talk a lot about attitude. a positive attitude and good feelings and good moods. And I think that that's an important part. I mean, being able to have some laughter in the house, whether it's putting on some music, creating that environment that makes everybody feel a little lighter and happier and appreciative of what everybody's going through together.
Absolutely. It really is about the environment, isn't it? About the joy and the happiness in the home of this miracle that comes to us. And therefore, we should celebrate that as much as possible. And I love what you're saying. Playing the music, having people laughing and, just celebrating this birth, that I think goes a very long way in helping mom also.
Well, I'm sure you also, as a new dad, many times and enjoying that experience, you've had your own experience with your family, but also in your practice, you've heard a lot of good stories where people have been through this and have really come out on top, shining and having a great experience with it.
Absolutely. And even those folks, Ernie, who had a hard time at the beginning, when the family does come in and rescue, when partners do what they're supposed to do, it really does help them get through the baby blues perhaps a little bit faster. And it's not a situation of where it can go, God forbid, into some sort of a postpartum depression or psychosis. So yes, let's be there from the beginning and share in that joy and the miracle.
I love it. Before you go, kind of in a word, real short, what's great about America, Jeff?
The fact that we are here giving great news to so many people as to the importance of being part of this great country and community, so that we can all share together. God bless America.
All right, well said. Dr. Jeff Gardere, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Ernie.
All right, after a short break, Billy Floyd is asking America, what makes someone beautiful? Got some answers on that when we come right back. Keep it here.
Hi, I think we all need more good news.
That's why you watch Positively America.
Yeah! Welcome back to Positively America. I'm Billy Floyd. Today, we're asking America, what makes someone beautiful?
Their personality.
Yes, personality is everything. What do we have over here?
I think personality is really important, but also their intelligence really matters to me. That makes me attracted to somebody for sure.
We like a smart brain, don't we?
It's kind of important, yeah.
I want to say their kindness, just what they do for other people. That's what makes someone beautiful.
That's an excellent answer. What do you got, my man?
Her eyes. That's it, her eyes. Sometimes someone's eyes is really captivating and just takes you on a loop,
The eyes are the windows to your soul.
That's right.
I think it's style, it's body, it's nice body.
A nice body, some nice style. I like this guy. What do you think?
I think training, so they are thin.
Sure.
A nice body, yeah.
Somebody who has a nice body, they work hard, they train hard, look good, feel good, play good. All right.
The way that they care for others.
Caring for others. I love it. Being selfless. What do we have over here?
They've got to have good humor and be able to make somebody laugh. I think that humor and laughing, that's the best kind of feeling when you're with somebody. So that's very beautiful.
So many beautiful people in this beautiful country. Until next time, America, I'm Billy Floyd.
Thank you, Billy. We're always enjoying that. Okay, let's talk for a little minute here. If you have children, then this quote rings a bell. Kids are so wonderful. They really are. I love them because they're very curious about everything, learning new stuff all the time. It's a good lesson for all of us because we should never stop learning. This helps us to create new ideas, to improve our vision, and to identify new challenges. Okay, once I saw a cool sign posted inside the botanical garden, and it read, "The only sign of life is growth." Now, sure, that's about plant life, but it's also true about human life. We need to keep growing and expanding our minds and our experiences. As I said, I love being around children. They're so bright, they're so cheerful. You can see life through their eyes. And I relive so much with kids. I think they're great. They're great role models for us. Turn it around. They help us to broaden our own horizons. They encourage our self-development to never stop learning. I'm going to wrap up this show with all kinds of good things. You've learned, you've laughed, you've lived. Just live it better. Live it better. Find the time to express yourself to other people, be grateful, show gratitude for life, and just keep on going. Until we see each other the next time, I'm Ernie Anastas. Stay positive, America.